Welcome to the Joyful Movement Podcast, where we redefine exercise as an act of self care and move for our mental health. Here, we break free from diet culture and the obsession with skinniness, shifting the focus to longevity, vitality, and feeling amazing in our body. Movement should be joyful, accessible, and empowering for everyone, no matter your size, shape, age, or fitness level. So let's make exercise something you want to do for your sanity and not your vanity. Ready to move with joy? Let's dive in. And now, here's your host, Snigdha.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a great week. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in to this show so far. It's been so much fun to record these episodes. And today's topic is going to be why you should not believe everything you see on social media when it comes to movement or creating a movement routine. And at the end, I'll also talk about how to actually use social media to get inspiration. Social media only shows the highlights of someone's life, or I guess it shows the highlights that they want to share. Transformations are often glorified. We see so many before and after photos, and in that moment we think, wow, they got that result so fast. But we have no idea if that took them 6 months or 6 years. And a lot of the times, it isn't even really revealed to us how long it took that person to see those results. We just think they got the results so fast because we see it so fast in the image. I also want to add that sometimes when these influencers show before and after transformations, we don't know if they took a weight loss drug or got surgery done. There are so many AI tools that are distorting what is real and what is fake. For example, the content creator that you're seeing may not even be a real person, or there are filters and apps that make you look a certain way. It was so funny, I was watching a video that this lady had posted, and she was saying that she was gifted with natural curves because of her good genetics. But if you looked closely in the video, you can see that the background was a bit distorted and almost looked warped. So she had added this filter that could make her waistline look smaller and her butt bigger, but it was all fake. And at first glance, you might think, wow, this lady is so lucky, I wish I had that. But at the end of the day, that was all fake. A lot of social media fitness content focuses on getting abs or toning up or losing weight. And while those things are also great if that's what you want, it doesn't celebrate movement for its benefits like strength, energy, mental well-being, and just celebrating the sheer joy of being alive. This can make people feel like the only reason to work out or to add some sort of movement into their life is to change their body or to keep up with what society deems as sexy or attractive, rather than enjoying movement for the way it makes them feel. And this leads to my next point that social media can often lead to comparison. Constant exposure to these images can lead us to feel like we aren't doing enough or that we aren't worthy enough. And this can often lead to body dissatisfaction, potentially triggering unhealthy behaviors like over-exercising or extreme dieting. And sometimes it's the same kind of exercise that we see, and they don't emphasize variety. For example, if you follow one influencer on social media, you'll likely see them doing the same type of movement daily. For me, variety is the spice of life, and I love moving in different ways and trying new things. I don't really enjoy weightlifting every day, so I need something else to add into my week to change up my routine. Some days I want to go for a run, or other days I want to go for a slower paced yoga class or do a Zumba class. I have another friend that loves Pilates and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training, and normally people that do Pilates don't do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or vice versa, but who cares? If you like moving that way, do it. It's all about adding variety into your movement routine. Quite often on social media, we see everyone having these perfect outfits and they seem so put together. Like they've got these matching sports bras and shorts, or their big headphones and fancy white sneakers and their Stanley cups. In fact, when I was watching this influencer's gym routine, the first thing she did was put on makeup and curl her hair before she actually got ready for the gym. And if you are one of those people that likes putting on makeup before you move your body, that's totally fine. I sometimes wear earrings because I feel like it. But the truth is, You don't really need to do anything fancy to move your body. You don't really need anything fancy to go to the gym or go to that Pilates class or go to a yoga class or attend your dance class. You don't need to put on makeup or curl your hair to do any sort of movement routine. You don't have to wear clothes from big brand names if you don't want to. A simple water bottle, some clothes you're comfortable in, some headphones that work, and you're good to go. There is so much misinformation about what to do and what to eat, and while many content creators mean well, I think they miss giving context with the information they provide. For example, this one content creator was talking about how she used to eat Cliff Bars before her dance class, but then realized that they had so much sugar and stopped. But the context that's missing here is whether her dance class was physically rigorous. For physically rigorous exercises, or if your day has been physically rigorous, you might actually want that extra bit of sugar to keep you going and to give you energy. If you are eating Cliff Bars as breakfast every day and then sit on your desk all day and work, that could be a problem. Personally, I eat Cliff Bars when I go hiking because I'm hiking all day, so I need a snack that won't get destroyed in my backpack, has a longer shelf life, and can keep me full for a while during the hike. And while this isn't an example of movement and physical activity, it does show that context is often missing when information is being shared on these platforms. I feel like the weight loss coaches on social media are constantly trying to sell you on something. But more often than not, they aren't honest about the time it will take to get that result. For example, I'll see ads called 6-pack in 6 weeks or shred 21 pounds in 21 days. And this kind of messaging can be quite misleading because it might take you months or years to get a 6-pack or to shred 21 pounds, but because people want instant results, they buy into these programs. And a little bit of the all or nothing mindset does trickle in. I've seen so many videos of how if we aren't going hard, we should just go home. Or if you aren't pushing yourself, hitting your max, giving it your all, running faster, or if you aren't feeling sore the next day, you aren't doing movement correctly. And that is simply not true. You don't need to go all out every day. Not every day needs to be a hard day, and you definitely don't need to feel sore every day. Many influencers and content creators lack proper credentials, leading to the spread of uneducated advice. It can result in people following harmful fad diets that are just trendy for a few weeks, or taking unregulated supplements and believing fitness myths. And while my podcast and platform is to encourage joyful and consistent movement for the mental health benefits, my goal is not to call out any particular content creator or to tell you to not go on social media. My goal is to encourage you, as a listener, to listen to your own body and mind about how you want to move. So how do you use social media? I think social media can be a source of inspiration if you use it correctly and intentionally. I'll share with you how I use social media and what I search for or how I get inspired from posts. Number 1, you can follow diverse and qualified fitness professionals who promote balanced, evidence-based movement. I'd also recommend following folks who do different things. For example, I follow folks that are runners that share their running techniques, but I also follow content creators that show different weightlifting techniques. And I follow a teacher that teaches belly dancing in traditional Egyptian clothes. Because I get inspired by this type of content, and they provide great advice for days when I feel like doing that. Another thing that really inspires me is following folks that are of different age groups and different training levels. I love seeing videos of 70 or 80-year-olds running or dancing or weightlifting because they have so much joy on their face while they do it, and that is inspiring to me. Number 2, intentionally curate your feed with diverse and knowledgeable experts. Look for certified trainers, physiotherapists, nutritionists, naturopaths, or coaches who focus on functional fitness, variety, and joy, rather than aesthetics or unrealistic goals. Follow people who encourage progress over perfection and make movement feel accessible, not intimidating. Number 3, be mindful if they are constantly promoting one particular pill or supplement in all their videos, and know that you can question content creators about their information or take what they say with a grain of salt. These content creators that call themselves experts aren't really gurus or gods or experts in that particular field. For example, I listened to the content creator that talked about the Cliff Bars, but I still like my reasons for eating them. And sure, maybe 60 to 70% of her content might be good information, but I don't have to blindly believe and follow everything she says. I am allowed to question, and I am allowed to decide for myself. Number 4, platforms like Instagram and TikTok allow you to save posts into folders. For instance, you can have a folder that says mobility exercises or 10-minute workouts. That way, when you're unsure what to do, you can go onto your social media library and get ideas instantly instead of mindlessly scrolling when you're already at the gym. Number 5, use your searches to get inspired. For example, you can search hashtags like mindful movement or joyful movement to see what others are doing. Number 6, social media can be a great place to join online fitness challenges, comment on posts, encourage others, and get encouraged by others on their movement journey. Finding like-minded people who share your goals can help you stay motivated and feel supported. I had joined a movement challenge back in January, and we had to do a minimum of 30 minutes of exercise every day for the month. We were supposed to post the movement that we did on Strava. It was so fun to see all the variety of posts, like other people's consistency, and get encouragement by others. Number 7. This tip I think is really important. Know that you can always mute or take breaks from social media. If you're getting information overload or just feeling overwhelmed by the amount of information, you can always take a break and come back to it when you're ready. And again, avoid contents that make you feel guilty for not doing enough or not looking a certain way. Movement should make you feel energized, strong, and happy. Find content that inspires you to move for joy, not punishment. I highly recommend following creators who talk about how movement improves their sleep, mood, strength, energy, and other mental health benefits, not just how it changes their body. So the bottom line here is to use social media as a tool, not a trap. Let it introduce you to new ways to move, inspire creativity in your workouts, and help you stay consistent. Social media should not be about falling into toxic fitness culture. Move in a way that makes you feel good. Don't be afraid to unfollow accounts that make you feel bad about yourself or promote unrealistic expectations. Shift your focus from how you look to how you feel. Remember that movement is personal and it doesn't have to look a certain way or feel a certain way or look like someone else's routine to count. At the end of the day, movement should empower you, not make you feel inadequate. Be mindful of how social media affects your mindset and take control of what influences your journey. So my challenge for you this week is to be mindful of who you are following on social media and what kind of message you're listening to. Maybe do a social media audit. Are you blindly following content creators and what they're saying, or are you making sure you are applying what works for you? If this episode resonated with you, let's keep the conversation going. Share your wins with me on social media or send me a message. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, please use social media intentionally. Before you go, let's talk about hydration. If you're feeling sluggish, cramping up, or just need a little boost of power through your day, electrolytes are your best friend. That's why I love Canada Rock Hydration, because their products are packed with the essential minerals your body needs to stay hydrated, energized, and ready for anything. No artificial junk, just clean, refreshing hydration that actually works using 100% Canadian sea salt. Whether you're hitting the gym, out for a hike, or just getting through a busy day, fuel your body the right way with the right salts. Their website link is below in the show notes.
Thanks for listening. Please rate and review the podcast, as we'd love to hear your feedback. If you love what you're hearing and want to take the next step further, please visit www.energized.ca joyfulmovement.ca.